Who's actually going to get the most out of a 9-foot shuffleboard table? And who would be better off putting their money towards something else? If you're on the fence about whether a dedicated piece of furniture like this is worth the space, the cost, and the time you'll spend setting it up, that's the exact question I'm trying to answer today. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. I've spent the past few weeks watching people set up their own home-based shuffleboards, reading the handful of reviews that exist for this model, and even testing a friend's table in a cramped basement to see how it really behaves when you're trying to squeeze a game in after work. First off, let's talk about why a shuffleboard table can feel like a gamble. Unlike a ping-pong table that folds flat or a foosball cabinet that slides under a couch, a shuffleboard set is a permanent, sizable piece of furniture. It claims to bring a professional-grade playing surface right into your living room. But that also means you need to have the floor space, a level area, and a willingness to make it a focal point of your entertainment zone. If you live in a small apartment with a carpeted floor and you're only looking for an occasional novelty, you'll probably end up wishing you'd spent that budget on a portable air hockey kit instead. On the other hand, if you already have a dedicated game room or a large, even floor that can accommodate a 9-foot table, the Hathaway Challenger can actually become the centerpiece of family gatherings, parties, and even low-key competition after a long day. One of the first things I noticed when the table arrived was the dark cherry finish on the pedestal legs. It's not just a paint job. The wood veneer gives the piece a certain gravitas that makes it look like it belongs in a high-end lounge rather than a garage. The legs double as storage compartments, which is a clever way to hide the 2 wooden abacus scoring units and a few extra pucks when you're not playing. That built-in storage solves a problem most first-time buyers overlook. Where do you keep the accessories without cluttering the room? In a real-world setting, you can slide the legs out, pull the scoring sticks, and have everything ready within a minute, no extra shelving required. Stability is another practical factor that often gets lost in marketing blurbs. The Challenger comes with independent leg levelers, which you can adjust with a simple turn of a knob. In my test house, the concrete slab on the lower level was a few millimeters uneven, yet after a quick tweak, each leg settled into a perfectly flat playing surface. The climate adjusters, meant to compensate for humidity-induced warping, also proved useful after a humid weekend when the wood started to swell slightly. You'll notice the difference instantly. The puck glides smoothly without catching on any hidden dip, and the bounce-back feel is consistent from end to end. Now, let's get specific about who will actually enjoy this. If you're a serious shuffleboard enthusiast, someone who follows the World Shuffleboard Federation, watches tournaments, or has played on a professional venue, the Challenger's 21/8-inch, 9.5-ounce pucks and the hardwood butcher block surface will feel familiar. The size matches tournament standards, so you can practice the same shots you'd use in a league. Families with kids will also appreciate the durability. The hardwood is resistant to scratches, and the pucks are heavy enough that they don't get knocked off the table by an enthusiastic youngster, yet not so heavy that they become a safety hazard. Conversely, if you're just looking for a casual, occasional game that you can pack away, you might want to skip this model. The 9-foot length translates to roughly 3.5 meters of floor space, plus a few inches on each side for the legs. In a typical living room, that often means you have to rearrange furniture every time you want to play. Also, the table is not designed to fold or be moved frequently. The legs are solid, and the levelers are calibrated for a permanent setup. For renters who can't make permanent modifications, the investment may feel restrictive. A practical weakness that showed up during my trial was the weight of the pucks. At 9.5 ounces each, they're perfect for seasoned players, but for a novice, especially a child, the momentum can be a bit unforgiving. You'll find that a gentle push sometimes results in the pucks sliding farther than intended, which can be frustrating for beginners trying to develop a feel for the game. The solution is not to blame the table, but to spend a bit more time on technique, or to start with lighter, practice pucks that some hobby shops sell separately. Just be aware that you'll need to purchase those extra accessories yourself. Another subtle trade-off involves the climate adjusters themselves. They work best when you have a relatively stable indoor environment. In homes where the temperature swings dramatically between winter and summer, you'll find yourself tweaking the levelers more often than you'd like.